Hello. This is Robert Ferguson. You're a nutritionist, author, guy who cares, and that's why we share. And it's been on my mind to share what I'm going to share with you today, and that is information about gluten that you may not be aware of, right? So I recently did something on gluten and just help people understand it. A lot of people avoid gluten, um, and there's really no need to avoid it. Avoiding whole grains is not to your benefit. What we've learned about the gut microbiome, right? Your immune system, your ability to optimize serotonin from the gut, the fact that probably what 90% of all diseases um, are associated or linked with the health of our gut microbiome, and knowing that a healthy gut microbiome is one that is diverse, meaning the more variety of foods that you eat, the more diverse your gut microbiome will be, the healthier your gut microbiome will be. Now, before I dive into this and kind of share with you some stats and some studies on the relationship between avoiding gluten and the likelihood of potentially increasing your heart disease risk, as well as blocking your ability to lose weight, um, this is not something that pertains to every person, right? There are some people who must avoid gluten because they have a disease or condition called celiac. And if you have celiac and it's confirmed, then yes, you have expressed that gene and you have that situation where gluten can be quite dangerous for you to consume. However, if you don't have celiac disease, I would challenge um, the fact that you're avoiding something that could be helping you instead of hurting you. And at the end of the day, it really just comes down to like knowing how to eat, right? If you don't know how to eat, then you kind of just fall for anything. You just jump on whatever the next thing is. Now, again, before I dive into sharing some of the details of why I'm doing this live, I want to invite you to our YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share it, comment on it. Help me get the word out. I mean, go to our page and just go to our YouTube page and hit a video and walk around the house, do the dishes while it's playing. That actually will help us get to the next level of our goal so that we can start reaching more people. And this is also the channel where my podcast, Body Politics, lives, as well as a lot of our impromptus that we make available. Okay, so let's jump into this. Okay, so here's a question that I would have, right? If gluten is all that negative, shouldn't we all just avoid gluten? Well, here's the deal. 98% of Americans do not consume the recommended amount of whole grains. Um, People have become afraid of carbs. Whereas if you're a client of mine or you've worked with me, uh, that's one of our promises is that we can help you lose weight without avoiding carbs. We can help you lose weight, um, improve your health without avoiding carbs. Carbs can be your friend. It's just a matter of learning or knowing how to eat carbs in a way that's going to get you the outcomes that you want. Now, when I talk about these things I'm going to talk about, there are three references that you can look up. You have PMID. You can go to PubMed. This is the citation. You can pull up these three articles or studies and you can read them in great detail. I didn't make this up, what I'm sharing with you. It just is what it is. And what we've learned in these studies is that whole grains, okay, have been repeatedly shown to reduce our risk of heart attack and death by heart disease, which is still the country's number one killer and has been for quite a long time. Now, when I'm talking about eating gluten for the health benefits, and of course, if you have celiac, I'm not talking to you, but eating gluten, we're talking about wheat-based foods, barley, rye. Many people think rice has gluten in it. It doesn't. No rice does. But gluten, there's one of two proteins that live inside of these food supplies, primarily wheat, barley, rye. And, they can create a negative effect on some people. And some people feel they just feel bloated. You know what? It could be the seed or the vegetable oils you're eating that's laced inside of these breads that's causing you to feel bloated. It could be quite a few things, but the goal is that you can rule all this out by doing what we call an elimination process, where you avoid certain foods for a period of time and see if you still have the same conditions. If you don't, then you bring those foods back in. And if those conditions show back up, then there's a pretty good likelihood that you have an intolerance or some type of challenge as it pertains to gluten or whatever the food is, right? I've seen this happen a lot with people who find out that they're lactose intolerant, right? They take milk out, they take dairy out, then they don't have any stomach problems. They bring it back in, then they have stomach problems. They take it out, they don't have any stomach problems, etc. Okay, well, here it is. Here's the take home. In this study, or these studies, part of these studies, they analyzed 110,000 people, and they followed these people for like more than 20 years. And I believe it was close to 200,000 in two cohorts. And what they discovered is that those who consumed the most gluten, okay, and again, there's holes in this because we're getting people to be honest when they take these surveys. But in this analysis, what they discovered is that those who consumed the most gluten were less likely to have a heart attack. Okay, less likely. So the study demonstrates that whole grains reduces the risk of dying from heart disease. Now you can argue that. So let me share with you what I've seen in my own observance since 1995 is that people who eat a variety of foods and they know how to eat these foods in the right amounts and they know how to combine foods in the right way, the same way we teach with the Diet Free Life methodology, they don't have a problem with a lot of these foods. They're able to eat these foods, lose weight, feel great, and thrive with their health, their energy. Uh, Many things improve. Sleep gets better. Men who are dealing with, uh, you know, erectile dysfunction improves. Women who are challenged with menopause improves across the board, you guys. Again, to date, as I record this in the last 14 months, over 100 people that I've personally coached are no longer taking metformin. Close to 100 people are no longer taking blood pressure medications. 15 people in the last 14 months are off of statins. They're no longer taking statins. And of course, a lot of people lost a lot of weight and they've learned how to eat regular, everyday foods. And if that's the way you're eating, you're less likely to gain the weight back. So again, when we look at gluten, I wouldn't just rush to judgment and assume gluten's not your friend. We also have seen that the more diverse the gut is, the easier it is for your body or your gut to absorb and maximize nutrient absorption. And this is because of the health of the gut. When the gut is healthier, you burn calories more efficiently, you absorb nutrients more efficiently. Mentally, you're in a much better place, and the list goes on and on and on. So, am I saying to rush out and just start eating everything that's, barley, rye, and wheat? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is learn how to eat these foods. Don't be afraid of these foods. And if you have avoided these foods for a while, you want to slowly bring them back into your nutrition habits. Otherwise, if you just go right back to eating the way you once ate, say 5 years ago, before you were doing like high protein, low carb, gluten, before you're doing paleo or keto, because people get afraid of bringing carbs back in, and I get it. Um, you want to slowly bring it in. Like some of the clients that I've worked with recently who couldn't eat beans, we started with a quarter cup of beans on the salad. And then we worked our way up to where they're able to do a full cup of beans. And now they don't have a negative reaction to consuming beans. And I've seen the same thing with wheat, barley, rye, and many other foods that people find themselves avoiding. So if you've been avoiding, but yet you want to get a healthier gut, just slowly bring foods in, okay? Slowly. And then if you need a coach, reach out to us because it helps to have a coach, someone that you can actually talk to, bounce things off of, and slowly navigate your way back to a healthier gut, to a healthier heart, and to a healthier quality of life. Okay, that's it. That's Robert Ferguson. Thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. And again, please visit the YouTube channel. And when you visit, please like, subscribe, hit that bell so that whenever we update information, or post something new, then at least you're informed, and then you have the option to listen at your convenience. All right. So have a good one.